All right, so one of the things that we're offering for the hammer Slingbow now is D-Loop assemblies. And D-Loop assemblies give you a lot of advantages when shooting a Slingbow. The biggest one is that it allows you to use a mechanical release. The mechanical release helps to transfer the burden of the weight of the bands from your fingers in a pinch grip to either your wrist or, depending on the type of release you use, across your fingers, so you have more surface area gripping. That's going to do two things for you. It's going to allow you to draw heavier bands, thus shoot faster and harder, and it's also going to allow for a cleaner release because you're not having to pinch the ball. So if you want to get top accuracy out of your Slingbow, recommend using a D-Loop assembly. So you've seen some of our other videos, and we'll annotate it here, on how to tie your own bands. You do the same thing with a D-Loop. The D-Loop fundamentally becomes your pouch. Everything else is pretty much the same, whether you're tying a set of looped tubes or you're using flat bands. So we're not going to go into that. You can check out that other video. What things you want to pay attention to when you're making a looped tube band set for shooting arrows. If you're shooting heavier tubing, something like our large dipped latex tubing, which shoots really fast and hard, surprisingly so, and we'll give you some stats on that below, you want to make sure you dial it in to when you build the finished assembly that you are going to be pulling at maximum elongation for your given draw length. So let's say you have a 28-inch draw. You're going to want to have a 5.5 to 6 inches of active rubber, meaning the amount of rubber that's where it attaches to the ocularis fork, in the instance of this slingshot here, to where it ties into the D-Loop. You also want to give yourself about a 1/2 to 1 inch of extra rubber there for tying in. If you're really good at tying, you can use a 1/2. If you need a little extra tag end, go with 1 inch. So in that case, we want about 7 inches or about a 14-inch length of rubber. Then you would tie it to the D-Loop. What you end up with is an assembly that looks something like this. And it attaches just like you would a tubular rubber or a looped tubular rubber band set, except this one's set up for shooting arrows. So you can check out another video on how to attach it, but I'll show you real quick as well. So we insert one side through the shooter side of the slingshot, put the band into the saddle, make sure you have equal working length, and then seat it into place. All right, we got one side installed. Do the same thing for the other. And again, pull from one side and push from the other until it's completely seated. And now you're set up to shoot arrows with a looped tubular band set assembly. Now likewise, if you're not using the larger diameter tubing in a 2-strand configuration, you can use something smaller like Dankung 1842 or 1745 with 2 strands or 2 loops on either side. So you'd have basically 4 strands of rubber in the system. That creates a really hard-hitting band set as well. You would install it the same way. So just another simple, easy way to get your Slingbow shooting more accurately and a lot more diverse options on what type of latex you want to use. You could even go so far as using chained rubber bands and attaching it to the D-Loop. And you could actually shoot arrows with a chained rubber band, all the same assembly. Be sure to check out our other videos on how to use the ocularis banding system, and also check out our videos on how to tie your own bands. If you ever have any questions, be sure to contact us. Thanks for taking a look, and be sure to subscribe.